it was a single race weekend for Formula E, and Antonio Felix Da Costa, his second win of the 2026 season, and back-to-back victories with a 1-2 finish for Jaguar TCS Racing as well. But it wasn't all cheers and smiles at Jaguars. Mitch Evans was visibly upset at his teammate for how he was raced. Evans started 16th and worked his way to the front and made it to second place with a couple laps remaining. Da Costa made some defensive moves, but didn't seem to cross the line of unsafe illegal blocking. The two even chatted afterwards and were not thrilled riding the golf cart back to the podium together. And there's the shot right there of the two Jaguar teammates. That was definitely one of the most memorable moments when I watched this event yesterday afternoon. Evans even claimed that he had the fastest car, that he should have been allowed to pass, and just run away with the race win. But Da Costa, he started third, led the race, and Evans was told to hold his position by the team, according to Jack Binion from the race. This is Da Costa's first year with Jaguar, while Evans has been with Jaguar his entire Formula E career. Joe, when we were putting together the script for the show, I actually had to look to see how long he's been with Jaguar. I'm really surprised that Mitch Evans has been with Jaguar for almost a decade. It doesn't seem like Jaguar's been in Formula E for almost a decade. And the first race that Mitch Evans raced with Jaguar was back on October 9th, 2016 in the Hong Kong E-Prix, which no longer exists. So Jaguar has been in this sport for an almost entire decade now, coming this October. And that was the very first race Mitch Evans was at as a Formula E driver. So Mitch Evans and Jaguar have been around for quite a while now, and this is the only team that he knows in Formula E. And then after the race that we're talking about, the incident between Da Costa and Evans, and in regards to Evans, I said there are some rumors that he could be going to the Porsche camp next season and leaving Jaguar after all these years. I'm not sure if they're talking about the actual Porsche Formula E team or the second Porsche team, that's coming next year, because I know next year Porsche is going to have a similar setup to like Red Bull and Racing Bulls, where you have your Porsche team and then basically you have your B Porsche team. So that was very interesting that they made those comments, on the actual Formula E broadcast. So my question for you is, were Mitch Evans' claims valid, or is it just a sign of frustration now that he has a teammate in Antonio Felix Da Costa with a championship who can take the fight to him?
My opinion, I feel his claim is not valid. Just because he came from the back to the front, but your teammate who started up front and worked his way to get the lead, maintain the lead, play the strategy well, and have a solid car, he wasn't bunching up everyone to the point where it was becoming a situation where he could lose the lead and a position for Mitch Evans. That was not the case at all. In my opinion, Antonio Felix Da Costa ran a smart race, a great race with everything he did right. And Formula E, you don't want to get too far because everyone's just going to be drafting you. Battery management is the big thing. Mitch Evans, yes, he's been in Formula E for a long time, but this is a very different Jaguar team. You have a new team principal. The team principal from the first race up till the end of last year is gone. You no longer have teammates that have 0 championships. Because even when Nick Cassidy came here, people thought he was going to be the next championship contender. Those two seem to race each other well, but at the end of the day, Cassidy never claimed that championship. Well, now you have a situation where you got a deal where when it comes to Antonio Felix Da Costa, he is a past champion. He now has more wins than you this season. I could understand the frustration, and my opinion is there might be some bitterness between Mitch Evans and the direction of this team under the new leadership, because with the new leadership, there's going to be changes. Things that have been done before are going to change. And the fact that Mitch Evans anticipated, I should have gotten this, feels more like the vibe of this was a number 1 driver and a number 2 driver situation, where the number 1 driver is the championship favorite. The number 2 driver is just somebody new, somebody that's lower in the championship, but it's still very early. I mean, we're talking 6 out of 17 races are done. Antonio Felix Da Costa has overcome a dreadful start. And let's remember, it wasn't too long ago, after the first couple of races, Jaguar was at 0 points. So they have changed it. They have turned things around. I mean, 3rd and 4th for the two of them, only 1 point separating them. at the end of the day, the fact that it's becoming more and more open that he's looking at potentially going to Porsche makes me think maybe Mitch Evans is already thinking about life beyond Jaguar. He's been there long enough, just about 10 years. Multiple times he's been second in the championship. The most heartbreaking one was that year where we ended it at Berlin. He had the pole. He was on the front row. He was the championship leader, but his car did not move, and he got drilled in the back by Eduardo Montoya, ruining both of their championship hopes, and that essentially paved the way for someone else to claim the championship that year. I see this as a situation where Mitch Evans, he's been there long enough, but this is not the team that he's always been familiar with. There's changes going on that team, and he is not going to be the number one driver, and I think he knows that. He has to make the case, as he always does, that he should get the best strategy, the best opportunity to win, but when your teammate is doing everything they need to do to win a race, including a better qualifying effort to go from third to first, that's great. You came from 16th to second, but they're not going to say, hey, you're going to get around your teammate because you're just that much faster. This is Formula E. You're not really going to pull away because everyone's going to start drafting you. At the end of the day, I think they're not valid, his points, Mitch Evans, and I think this is just one of those deals where for Jaguar, they just have to remind the team's drivers it's about the team. This isn't about a preferred driver. This isn't about a number one driver, a number two driver. This is about what's going to get us to victory. And we made the call, hold your position, to ensure that we finish 1-2. Yes, I know Dan Tickton was behind Mitch Evans, not making life easy for him. But that's racing, and this is motorsports. People could agree and disagree all they want about team orders, but I feel Jaguar, they utilize it in the best way possible to ensure first place and second place.